everyone. This is Dr. Nikita here, your radiology educator, and the FMG July 23 results are out. And we have, been knowing the strategies of the topper students to help the future aspirants crack the exam the next time. So here I have with me Dr. Angad, who's got a WOMIC score of 221 in his very first attempt. And I happen to know Dr. Angad personally as well. And let me tell you, like when I'd met him, I knew for sure that this guy is going to crack it. And yes, it turned out to be true. So Angad, I'm super, super happy for you and heartiest congratulations.
Thank you so much, ma'am. It's all because of your blessings, ma'am. Thank you so much.
I think बहुत ज़्यादा overstatement हो जाएगा, but yes, blessings. But without your hard work, this wouldn't have been possible. You know, I pretty much know how dedicated and hardworking student you have been, and you've put in your all basically to crack this exam, and that has borne the fruits for you. So super happy.
I would definitely give the credits even to you, Doc, and other doctors because of their strategies and all. Because I feel that more than hard work, smart work is more important, as you said also multiple times. So yes, ma'am, that really helped.
That's great. That's great. So Dr. Angad, first we would like to know something about you. Like, where did you do your MBBS from, and how was your medical journey?
Hi everyone. My name is Dr. Angad Ranjit Rai. I have done my MBBS from Davao Medical School Foundation, which is located in Philippines, Davao City. I recently graduated from in the month of November 2022, and then I this was my first attempt in FMG, in which I scored 221. So I am born and I was actually born and brought up in abroad in Kuwait, and from India I am in Punjab right now. Currently I'm in Punjab.
Okay, so Dr. Angad, we would like to know that, when did you realize that, oh, I need to start preparing for FMG? So the PrepLadder videos is something that I should take help of and, start watching the videos. When did that happen?
Doc, to be honest, I in the beginning when I wanted to start preparing for an exam, I never started preparing for FMG. I started preparing for NEET PG. Because the logic which I had was if we prepare for a major exam like NEET PG, but to be honest, earlier in that time, maybe I started actually in the mid of third year. During that time, there was a good difference between NEET PG and FMG. But to be honest, as especially with respect to this exam, I don't literally feel any difference at all. Just the basic difference that in their there you will have minus marks, and here there are 100 more questions. The logic why I did that was because in the mid of third year, I was like, if I'm able to prepare for NEET PG, I'll definitely be able to prepare for crack the exam for FMG. So that was my strategy, ma'am.
Oh, that's great. So you basically would suggest that a student who should start watching the videos right from their undergraduate days rather than waiting for the exam to come up and then start watching the videos.
Definitely, Doc, because as we are starting with our during our respective time, as in as I started, I also feel I started a bit late because I was not well aware about it was during the COVID time, so I was not that well aware about the platform and all. But PrepLadder has been generally a standard for FMG from quite beginning, and even my seniors suggested me for that. And I feel that when we started by third or fourth year, it's like in our own comfort zone. We can actually give some time for understanding it, because when we start in the preparation just after your graduation, we have barely 6 to 5 months, and then we are at the fear that we can't enjoy and study. Because as you said, ma'am, earlier also, that we have to enjoy studying, because there is quite a big difference that if we and I also have witnessed that by myself, is that if I study with enjoyment, 3 hours, and with rather than stress of 8 hours, it's almost the same. It's equivalent, that 3 hours and that 8 hours. So then I made that habit that I will enjoy, so that, and it actually not only helped me for my FMG as well as for the future NEET PG, but as well as during my MBBS curriculum, because in DMSF the schedule is quite hectic, as in they make sure. That's why I guess we have a good result usually in FMG, is because we have at an average 5 to 6 tests every week. And I use the because I'm not much of a book reader. I don't like reading much. I like the visual interaction. So during the lockdown, that was very useful because I was able to have the best of the doctors explaining the thing. So it was not much hard for me. And if I had doubts, I would there's a review question mark, right? If you want to ask a question, so I used to ask also as well.
That's great. So you've used the best features on the app, I believe, even going to the extent of asking the doubts and making sure that you are understanding whatever you are watching.
Yes, doc. Because and yeah, what I feel is like it's much more easier if it's an online platform, because there is a fear of when we are in face to face. If I ask a silly question, then doc will be like, "Yeah, kya kar raha hai?" So in online, it doesn't matter. You can't, like, the doctor will not be like, "Who is this guy?" So I used to ask silly questions, and that's why I guess, ma'am, to be honest, in this exam also, especially in the second paper, there was mostly clinical and simple based questions. So I felt that was really useful by asking the simplest to stupidest questions. That helped me out as well.
Oh, I think that's a very good quality that you have, asking doubts. I do remember you asking a lot of doubts and making sure, I'm not just taking as it is given, making sure that I'm understanding every bit of it.
Yes, sir.
So, when did you start, practicing the questions, and how important do you think is practicing the MCQs as you read the subject as well?
Doc, like I would really like to talk about the things which I haven't done also, because this is like in this FMG exam, in this preparation, I have learned the mistakes, and I have noted down the mistakes which I've done. Because to be honest, before the result in this last 1 month, it was big of a anxiety. So I was like making all the points in which I'll focus on NEET PG, because really I was like, I'll be aiming for a NEET PG rank. I did not expect I'll get a FMG rank, because the exam was really like, and the questions also were based on the multiple recalls from multiple platforms. So it was very confusing. So I left it to God. Like, so I really feel, ma'am, what mistake I did was that in third year I was watching more videos. So that was a passive study. But in fourth year, I did not do that mistake. I made sure that if I had done a video, I would do the questions not on the same day, but rather 2 to 3 days later. Because, ma'am, if I would do it on the same day, the memory is fresh. So it would not stress my brain a lot. But what I did was, if I would do after 2 to 3 days, it would stress my brain. Ki, okay, think more. What could be the reason? So I used to do that, ma'am.
That's a very important tip that we have got. And to learn that, so whatever video you are watching, whatever topic you are studying, it's solving the questions is a form of revision or
Yes.
active learning tool that you are using basically to revise that topic. And if you get stuck anywhere, you can go back to the video and to the notes and just revise it quickly. That's great. And how about, the grand test, the mock test? How important do you think are those? When did you start giving? And how did you find the mock test on the platform of PrepLadder?
Doc, I definitely feel it is with respect to the level of FMG, but in fact, sometimes it's much more level. And I feel for earlier, I used to, like, when I gave a couple of mock tests, I was like, why is the level so high? But now I understood before the exam also. Plus, when I had a word with you, you were also telling you have to give at least every month once. So I made that as an habit, because even though I started actually giving mock exams by the month of January, after the January result came out, I gave that, and barely I was done with 3 or 4 subjects. The reason why I did that, ma'am, was at least I should know where I am. Because at the end of the times, actually, which helped me really a lot was some subjects which I felt was strong. I was making silly mistakes, and this is what I got from the grand test. Because if I'm doing per subject test wise exam, I used to get good. But then when we are giving an overall picture of all the 19 subjects, then I used to realize that yes, this is a weak point. I have to focus more on this. So that was really the reason of grand test. Plus, you get the percentage also as compared to everyone, so you know what you are in the competition also. So that is also a good booster. Because, doc, I don't really feel that everyone should focus on the bigger picture, the result. I feel every day is a result. If we focus on every day, if you I used to do like that, doc. I used to study with Pomodoro technique, 30 minutes, फिर 5 minutes का break. So I used to keep like at least effective 7 to 8 hours. Even to effective 7 to 8 hours, it used to take 12 hours to 13 hours of the whole day. But, doc, that was an achievement for me, because I used to make a chart, and I used to cross it like that. So then every day, because, doc, I saw my friends also, and I suggested them the same, because they were worrying so much, even though they were working very hard. But they were like, and even I was in the in middle of that, like I used to feel, will I pass? But it's like, and I feel that, like, now I feel like, yes, this really hard work really pays, because I was very happy every day, and I didn't used to think about the result. I'm like, I am doing today, God will help me at the other end of the exam.
So rightly said, so we have to just stay true to ourselves, take one day at a time, rather than looking at the entire ladder that you have to climb up. Just do one step at a time, and you will realize that, you've already climbed up the ladder and you are there. Like,
Yes,
you can.
I still can't believe I have done this much, but I feel that yes, the hard work which I have paid, because earlier during this 1 month, I was talking to my mom. I'm like, Mom, I regret giving this much time to studies. I could have enjoyed. My friends were going out. I could have enjoyed. But now after the result, I'm like, no, it paved through.
Yeah, true. And let me tell the viewers as well that Dr. Angad has got like All India ranked 9 in this FMG exam with a score of 221. I mean, that's pretty awesome. And I'm sure that this is going to boost your confidence for your NEET PG preparation as well.
Yes, doc, definitely it will.
Yes. So, Dr. Angad, coming back to your mock test, how did you use to review them? Like all 300 questions or just the incorrect ones on the same day, or used to do it later? How was it?
Doc, it's not like I'm smothering or something like that, but this was again what you said in one of your videos were like divide it in 50-50-50. And that was really useful, Doc, because when I used to give the exam, because it's really exhausting. And as you said that it was very, like even Dr. Marwa had like when I met him personally, he also told the same thing, that start getting the habit of now. When I told him about the Pomodoro technique, he's like, no, you do the whole thing. So I tried that, and then I realized that yes, it's really important, because if I split now, if I give the exam in 30 minutes, I will not have that actual preparation of what will be in the real exam. So I started doing that. Like I used to give a good sitting, like imagine this is an actual exam. I would remove all the distractions, and I would start and give the exam like that. So, and then after that, what I used to do was, Doc, like at times when I had classes, so I was not able to review everything. So there is an option, right, like to bookmark and like save. Then you can check this on later. So I used to keep a priority, ma'am. Like first, jo questions galat kiye, whatever were my mistakes, I used to keep on that first. Then whichever which took me at least 2 minutes, or the question was very good, ki haan, I had to think a lot about it. I used to at least of that specific grand test, I used to do that. Ki ye to karna hi hai, har halat mein.
Okay. So bookmark really helped you to, filter out the content which you have to revise later on.
Yes, Doc. Because as I told you, Doc, I lost all my notes just 2 months before, and I would really thank my friends because they helped me to get some of the notes. But like, Doc, it's like that, right? Notes which you make by your own hand and all those things. So, but then I was able to recall, as I was regularly trying to revise everything every 1 week. So I was able to recall some of them. But then the bookmark really helped me because I marked most of the PYQs, because the recent trends also were like this. But I feel, but with respect to this exam, the trend has broken off that PYQ. I could barely count 15 PYQs, Doc. And mostly was like based on the like knowledge which you have, to be honest.
True that. So seeing the current pattern of the exam, like this exam particularly, what do you think? What is the the change in the approach that is needed?
Doc, like I have two of my personal rules. Like one rule my father gave me. Like from the beginning of MBBS, I've been doing that, and I feel that is a huge. It plays a huge role in my development. Is he gave me a 5% rule? He's like, Angad, whatever you're aiming, you're going to get 5% less. He's like, Angad, if you aim for 100, you'll get 95. If you get to 90, so in our doc, in my college, the Dawa Medical School Foundation, we have a passing rate of 75. So many of my juniors used to be like, Bhaiya, it's very hard for us to pass. I'm like, it's the reason why it's very hard for you to pass is because you're aiming for 75. And based on that rule, doc, you're going to get 70, and genuinely you will fail. So what I used to tell people to aim for the stars. It's like, it's very easy to say, I say, but then if you will work hard, because anyway, if you don't get 90 or 95, pass to aap ho hi jaoge, you will pass eventually. So that is one trend which I used to tell everyone to do that. And doc, the second one would be ki hope, focus, as I said, that like, doc, result your everyday matters rather than on the long term, doc.
So how did you make sure my every day is a productive day, or there must be days where you felt like nahi padna. So
yes,
how
doc.
did you do that?
Personally, like, doc, I would also like to share this. Usually people don't share about the problems. I like, as I see many videos of the toppers and all, they will tell you what to do, but many people say what not to do. And I was also planning later I'll talk about this. I was thinking to make a YouTube channel, something like that, and to talk about this, because I feel that is something which many people should know. Like, even though now people will be like, I am a topper, but I really feel that I'm just an average student. I just did my work, and this is the hard work. So I just want to know everyone to know. I want everyone to know this, that this is literally possible. It's not easy. It's going to be the only thing which is going to test is, doc, it's the loyalty which you have for yourself. Especially, doc, when you're studying by your own, you can't say anyone, or like, doc, it's very easy to sit in front of a laptop or an iPad or a book and just stay there and stay for 2-3 hours. Doctor, as I said, like when I was doing that Pomodoro technique, in that 30 minutes, it did not conclude of the whole time. I'm staring here and there or like this. It was that effective study which I used to give. The writing, the MCQ, I used to count that. If anytime someone would have come in the room or something, I would pause the timer and I would ask him what happened, and then I would continue it again. So that was the loyalty which I had with myself. That was not a fake happiness, doc. It was like, yes, Angad, you have done your today's work. I used to keep at least 7 to 8 hours of minimum, and then I used to tally the whole week. And then that used to be a proud moment, doc, because we can't ask every time anyone, how am I doing? We should know our own status, right, doc? So that's why even though exam was very hard, I was feeling disappointed. But whenever I used to get anxious after the exam, I used to be like, Angad, you have done your work. Now give it to God. You have done your work. You have done your work.
Exactly. I totally resonate with it. And, this is something which I always keep saying, like, given your 100% that you can, so that after the exam you are sure that like मैं जितना कर सकता था, I have done that.
हाँ
Now
जी मैम.
whatever is the results, I'll accept it क्योंकि मैंने तो मेरा कर लिया. You should not
हाँ
have
जी.
that, I could have done थोड़ा सा more and crossed that line and cleared this exam. So giving your best is what really matters.
In fact, ma'am, my younger sister, she's also going to graduate this September. I guess you will meet her as well. Like I was in that also situation. People will not believe, but I was in that situation. I was like, "Koi nahi, Simran. If I don't pass, we will study together." I was saying it like that, like because doc, it's at the end, it's like, and one more main thing I would like to tell everyone is like, doc, I try to preach also about that, is that about your mental health. If anyone asks me what is the reason why I was able to do this, because of the surroundings, I was able to eliminate the negative people from the beginning. First 2 months I took and I separated them, because doc, it's the thing is simple. Everyone has everyone has the book, everyone has the same brain, everyone has the same time. So there is no one is different. It's about how you're going to do it. Because I have seen, doc, I have some friends who are working so hard with me, doc, but they were unfortunately not able to do so well in the exam because of the last day they panicked. Either they panicked, something happened to them or something like that. So they were not prepared. And I could correlate that because of the mental health which they were going through the last month, the triggers they would have. So I would really ask people like to identify, even if you don't have a positive support, it's okay, but make sure the negative people are separated from you. The people who say that you can't do it, bas pass hona hai, nahi ho payega. So that, doc, because I really feel that decreases your morale and your confidence. And I really feel, doc, that this exam especially, it was based on your confidence, because, doc, there were so tricky questions. Like I still remember of a biochemistry question. They were just asking for exam, like the answer is sideroblastic like porphyria, but they gave a huge paragraph talk, and that needed a particular concentration, and the time is ticking. That you have to organize it. They asked from anemia to this, and the answer at the end was like that. So that would, I feel that concentration was really important in this exam, and which was very easily, like, like you can very easily get distracted if you're not mentally fine, if you have that surrounding that bhai nahi hone wala. So then, doc, I feel that the morale goes down.
Yeah, very, very, very true. Like attitude much more than aptitude.
Ji sir, ma'am, sorry.
True that. Great. And Angad, what would you suggest for the students who are going to appear for December exam? Main videos versus the rapid revision videos. Do you think the rapid revision videos really help?
Doc, to be honest, like even if I don't say this, but everyone already knows this, rapid revision of PrepLadder is gold standard. Everything aa jata hai, sab kuch aa jata hai. But what I would only suggest, I guess it's kind of opposite, but I tend to say people this the most, because minor subjects jo hote na, ma'am, like example like psychiatry ho gaya, dermatology and stuff like that, these videos I would ask people to do it from the like main videos. Now people usually tell the opposite thing. Why I say that is, ma'am, because in the main videos, even though if you compare with the rapid revision, it will be maximum 4 or 5 hours more, or maybe 10 hours more. And rapid revision is such thing that they will assure you 70% of the marks will come from here, and main video 100% aa jayega. So I was like, just for a couple 5 hours, for 5 hours, if you will be able to do this minor video, like minor subject ki video from the full, you have a surety of 10 marks. And 3 marks also. I have some friends, doc, and which I really feel, unfortunate, they work so hard, and some people are stuck at 148, 149, doc. So even, doc, that 1 mark really matters. So what I suggest to my juniors as well as to my sister is, like, if you don't have time, what you have to do is, for the minor subjects, try to do the whole video, try to do a whole main video, and after that the rapid revision. If you have good amount of time, do the rapid revision. And as the video states, rapid revision, so revisions. Ma'am, I personally did 3 revisions. I won't say 4, 5. I don't think that is possible also in the short amount of time. So I was able to do 3 revisions, and I feel that is the key, which also you mentioned many times, that revision is the key. I used to get that FOMO, ma'am, ki if and this was one of my mistakes, doc. Like I was not able to do that. This was one thing which you also mentioned, but I did not do that properly. Was that, like, underline the important things. I had a FOMO, doc, that what if this question comes? What if this question comes? So I started doing everything. I feel, doc, that the FMGE exam, or either it is NEET PG or something like that, all the exams are a combination of both a marathon as well as a sprint. So, doc, the last month, I feel my sprint was not that well. I feel that if I could have how much analogy I have right now, if I would have applied that before, but I could have gotten much more better marks. Because, doc, like what I was doing was, I was trying to read everything, which was a mistake. I remember, like, in the last 10 days, when people are focusing on PYQs and all, I was doing the whole notes. And I gave for the last 5 days, I gave anesthesiology 8 hours, 8 hours for dermatology. Like this I gave, because I was like, nahi, mere ko pura khatam karna hi hai. And I feel that helped, but then it gave me a lot of stress because I was like, "Arey, major subjects no way." Because in fact, doc, this is a reality. You can ask my friends also. When the first exam got over, and then we had that 1 hour break in between, I was not able to recall opta. So I was very scared कि क्या पता opta में आ जाए question. So I got my notes in the hot. I was reading like this. People were like, "Come." They were giving the last warning at 1:29. I went to the gate in the gate. Otherwise, they would close it. So and from that notes, ma'am, 3 questions came.
Oh, great.
So I feel the hard work till the end matters, doc.
Yeah, true that. So like you mentioned, the break time on the exam day, you mentioned that, you were studying because you were scared कि मुझे याद नहीं आ रहा है.
Yeah,
So
it was a wrong thing, but
I think the terms right and wrong are actually subjective. आपके लिए वो
yes.
time पे वो right था.
जी
And
जी जी
that's
बिल्कुल.
how you, right? So
बिल्कुल.
basically having that, the presence of mind कि मुझे अब क्या करना है is actually very important on that.
Yes, doc.
Day. Right. So yeah, do you have any your favorite faculties at PrepLadder?
Doc, I would mention too, because if I would just mention you, then they're like, "हाँ ये तो पहले से किया हुआ है." नहीं मैम, ऐसी बात नहीं है. I have been a huge fan of you. That's why I was like, I want to become a radiologist, and then being in the general quota in the Indian system, you have to work more hard for that. So I was like, no, chalo bhai kar lenge. So that's it. Now after this result and after your boosting and all your mnemonics and stuff like that, I feel like yes, it's possible. And second, and obviously, as everyone know, Dr. Marwa. Feel him as the god of medicine. So the way he explained and everything, like in such a easy way, like it's like he knows. It's like at times, doc, you can see like people will be like, okay, you're trying to mug up, but it's like it's influently he's saying everything, and that's just it's just like mesmerizing and all. So yes, I would definitely say radiology and medicine.
Thank you so much, Angad. So glad to know. And yeah, I would like to let the viewers also know that this is actually the secret which has manifested for Angad. I remember he mentioning, once the exam is done, the result is down, we want to have an interview with you. And I'm so glad this has manifested for you, Angad, and I'm super happy for you.
Yes, doc.
So yeah, tell me.
The only one last thing I would like to say is like to people is to have hope. Because what I believe is, doc, like I have this is my photo of my young brother. Yeah. So I lost him in my first year of my MBBS. But that was just physically, doc, like mentally till the end, till even the exam. And in fact, till now, I believe that he's around me. And whenever I was anxious or anything like that, oh my God, sorry. Ma'am, am I audible?
Yes,
Oh, sorry, ma'am. Yeah. So as I was saying, the hope thing, like for me, he was my hope, and I believe that any exam, it is not impossible. It is not hard, as you said already, ma'am. It's subjective. It's from within you. If you have the hope, and my mom also used to tell that, and I really believe my mom and dad are also huge, like like they're responsible for this, because my mom used to every time say whenever I was anxious, Angad, go in front of the mirror, tell that you can do it, you will do it, and you definitely will do it. And that, ma'am, really helped me, because we tend to acknowledge everyone but not us. And I feel that is a really important thing, that you have to acknowledge yourself, because you are also giving a huge amount of time to yourself and the hard work.
Definitely. So I totally resonate to it. Whatever we are today, we have a very big role played by our family, to help us reach that point. And we should always be indebted to them. And thank you so much, Angad, for being here. And I'm sure that with all the hard work and dedication that you have, you're gonna really make it big in the NEET PG exam as well. And
with your blessings, doc.
And we'll be back again here interviewing you for your great NEET PG results sometime very soon.
Thank you, doc. Thank you so much. It's been an honor, doc.
Same here. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining in. And I hope this conversation has helped you get some clarity into, how to make the best of your attempt that you would be giving very soon. Thank you.